welcome back to KETOLISCIOUS Life. I'm Amy. If you're new here, I just want to say hi and thank you so much for subscribing. I've definitely seen some new subscribers on my channel, so I really appreciate that. And also, just to help my channel grow, please give me a like. That would be awesome. I appreciate it. So this video I wanted to make is just a recap of my whole 1 year on keto, which still surprises me, shocks me. It just seems unbelievable that I was able to stick to it that long. And it was so easy. It wasn't even a challenge, really. I kept expecting it to be a challenge. I kept expecting, the cheats to happen and me to fall off the wagon. And, I was just able to stay keto strong. And I've always said that, stay keto strong. You can do it. So I have a list that I made, 10 things that I came up with that I have seen drastically improve for myself, for my health. So I'm just going to go through this list, and then at the end of the video, I hope to have some before and after pictures, just so you guys can see, especially in my face. I feel like that's been, it's been big everywhere, but I feel like you really can see in my face just how much inflammation I had. It wasn't just fat, it was sickness and unhealthiness and just inflammation inside of my body. It was awful, and I felt awful. So just a little recap. Before I started keto, if you go way back in my early videos, I talk a lot about just, my health and what brought me to the point of starting keto, and I can list one of those videos here if you're interested. But I do suffer from hypothyroid disease and Hashimotos. So, and I have struggled with that for, most of my adult life. In my early 20s was when I was first diagnosed. However, I do feel that I probably started having the thyroid issues even in my, early teens to late teens. And a lot of times, that goes undiagnosed because your thyroid just gradually gets sicker and sicker. So, I have been on every diet out there. I've, most of the time done the standard American diet, which is a very calorie restricted, very low fat. So, I'm sure that on top of having the thyroid issues, which slow down your metabolism, I was also doing even more damage and slowing it down even more. And because of the types of food I was eating, with the thyroid disease, it only increased those symptoms and the effects of the sick thyroid, which is inflammation. Inflammation is just a huge killer in the body. It is, to me, in every, pretty much most of the diseases you see out there, the underlying cause, side effect, symptom is inflammation, and inflammation makes you very sick. So I was to the point where it hurt to stand. My feet would throb and ache to just, I can't even describe how much pain I would be in. It would bring me to tears, and I would have to rest. I couldn't be on my feet. I couldn't stand. We tried to go to Disneyland, and I had to stop, and it got to a point where I was hobbling. I was in so much pain. And it was just awful. So when I started keto, I had definitely reached my lowest point. I was 60 pounds at least overweight, miserable, sick. I was just depressed. I felt horrible. I had zero energy. Zero desire to even enjoy life. And I knew I was really near my rock bottom. And so I had been seeing, different keto things pop up in my Facebook and on YouTube. And I'm not a stranger to the keto way of living. I've, done Atkins before. I've read up on a lot of different low carb diets out there, including Summer Sizing, which is Suzanne Summers. And those are all very low carb diets, and they are healing. And of all the diet plans I've ever done, the most success I ever had was when I did Summer Sizing. And I stuck to that for this was probably 15 years ago. After I had my son, he's almost 17. So I had him, and I needed to lose the baby weight. And so I went strict with Summer Sizing, and I lost about, I think it was close to 35 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. And of course, I wasn't as overweight at that time. So that was great. I felt great. I looked great. It worked. So I knew early on that low carbs and sugar, low sugar was what I needed to do. But mentally, I wasn't, really accepting of that. I was still younger, and I just wanted to eat junk food. Junk food was a comfort to me. It comforted me when I was happy, when I was sad, whatever. I really love junk food. So of course I went back to my old ways of eating and put the weight back on, plus some. Had another baby, put on that baby weight, plus some. And so brought me fast forward to over a year ago now. October was my 1 year anniversary, October to October. So let's see, November, December, January, we're going into February. So almost 14 months on keto now. So it's been amazing, and I feel amazing. And I feel that keto is so healing to the body that if you do it just for that reason alone, if you struggle with any type of autoimmune disease or just, pain in the body because of inflammation, keto will really help that. And it definitely did me. So I lost 51 pounds in 1 year on keto. Now my goal was to lose 60 plus pounds. I didn't know exactly where I wanted to end up. I still don't. I'm still working on it. I've been sort of in a stall. I go down and I go back up, and I'm doing this right now, between 151 and 155. So for the last 3-4 months, I've been doing that. I'm okay with that. I feel that, my body probably is going, wow, we haven't been at this low of a weight in like 20 years. So what are we doing here? So my body's probably kind of being really stubborn at this point. And I may have to really fine tune and tweak what I'm eating. I might have to cut out dairy. I might have to cut out heavy cream. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm like, I absolutely, have to lose the last 10 to 20 pounds. I definitely have people have told me they've noticed I'm still shrinking, and so I've most likely still lost some weight, maybe redistributed in different areas. I don't know. But I definitely do think that I am still losing, and sometimes the scale just doesn't cooperate with us. We already know that. So that's just a kind of a recap of my 1 year journey, and I want to tell you the 10 things that have drastically improved for me since doing keto. Number 1, obviously my weight, losing 51 pounds. I mean, imagine carrying around a 50-pound bag of dog food every day, all day. Imagine that. Whatever weight you've lost, put that into terms of something that you can physically hold in your hand, those pounds. That is so heavy. And imagine all of that on your joints, on your knees, on your back. I don't even know how we did it. It kind of blows my mind. I could barely carry 50 pounds right now without hurting myself. So just imagine that all over our bodies and the inflammation that it's bringing. So my weight was huge. That was my initial goal, was to lose weight and feel better. Number 2, my inflammation. Inflammation was riddling my body. I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand for any length of time. I was in a lot of pain. You know, I was very sick and I knew it. Like, you just get to a point where you're like, if I don't do something like right now, it's gonna get real bad. And that's where I was at. Number 3, my energy levels skyrocketed. Like, I went within 2 weeks on keto, my energy went from like nothing to, whoa, this is what it feels like to feel alive. Really? Okay. Yeah, more please. You know, it was a no-brainer for me. When I hit the first week, I was feeling pretty good. The second week, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is the missing puzzle to my health. I already feel 100% better, and I've only been doing this for 2 weeks. So energy levels immediately showed improvement for me. Number 4, mental clarity. My mental clarity just became clear. When you have thyroid disease, many of you will know this, you'll be able to relate. You have this fog that you just can't think straight, you can't even see. Like, it just feels like you're in a fog, a constant fog. You're tired, you just feel terrible, and it just feels awful. So my mental clarity drastically improved. Obviously, ketones have a big part in that. It fuels the brain. It's just what gives you brain power. Number 5, my hair. A couple weeks ago, I posted a video about what keto has done for my hair. My hair is super, super healthy. When I first started keto, it was like straw. I mean, my hair isn't 100% healthy, but you know, I do still have thyroid disease that takes a beating on my hair, but for all, you know, it's pretty dang healthy right now. It's a little dry right now. I think winter time, everything on me is dry. My skin feels dry. My nails are dry, but my hair has definitely improved so much. So number 6, my self-esteem and self-confidence. I definitely feel more confident in who I am and how I feel about things. When you're sick and your body's full of inflammation and you're overweight and you're feeling yucky about yourself, you start to doubt who you even are. You start to, you know, you tell yourself so many ugly things. You beat yourself up. You beat yourself down. And, you know, I definitely did that. I had very low self-esteem, and losing the 51 pounds just really showed me, hey, you did this. You're in control. You know who you are. You know how you feel. You know what you believe in. All those things became much more clear to me, and I feel a lot more confident in who I am and how I feel. So that's been pretty awesome. Number 7, my ability to control what I eat and why I eat it. That is definitely a food addiction many of us suffer from that controls us. When it comes to eating, we just have no self-control. I had none. I would always turn to sweets and junk food. I was more of a sweet, sugary eater than I was like chips and stuff, but I loved my chips too. But I mainly went for the, you know, the really unhealthy little white powdered donuts and the cakes and all that kind of really processed, unhealthy, sugary stuff. Plus, I baked a lot at home. I loved to bake. So loved bread. Bread was a big one. Crust, cakes, pies, all that. That was my enemy, you know? So now, keto has just shown me and, you know, gotten rid of all of those addictions to foods. Now I know they're still there. I know they're there because I still have thoughts. I still longingly look at those items and I miss them. I miss the comfort that they brought me at one time. So I've had to learn to find comfort in other ways, and that's hard. It's hard to do. But keto helps you. You just have to really trust the process and let it work and let it heal your body. It's not going to happen overnight. Our bodies took a long time to get unhealthy, and so we need to give them time to get healthy again. Number 8, sustainability. I don't get bored with foods and I don't feel cheated. I have plenty of meal ideas. I definitely eat till I'm full. I never feel as though I have to starve myself or be hungry. On any other diet plan, usually your calories are restricted, your fat is restricted. I mean, fat is what satiates us so that we aren't hungry. And then on top of that, with the SAD diet, you're restricting the calories, and so you're hungry. You're always hungry. And I just, with keto, in the beginning, my mind was so convinced that I was going to gain weight because I felt like I was eating so much. But once I saw the scale continually dropping down, it took a long time for me to trust the process because my brain was so brainwashed that the more I eat, the more I gain. And with keto, that is not the case. With keto, you eat good food. You eat till you're satisfied. You eat till you're full. You don't have to be hungry and you don't have to suffer. I love veggies. I love salads, so that fits in perfectly. Proteins, I like certain proteins, but I'm not a big protein eater. Fat, of course, I love cheeses and cream cheese and sour cream and, all of those things that I love, I get to enjoy without guilt because I know that the real benefit is the fats that I'm eating, that my body needs. We need fat to have healthy hormone production. And so many people and so many nutritionists miss that fact. And they trying to restrict people's calories, that's the first thing they cut, fat, and we need it, especially women. We need fats for our hormones to work properly. So if you're restricting your fats too low, that's where hormone issues start creeping in. You see so many people who have, PCOS and hormone imbalances. They're struggling to lose weight. They're struggling to get pregnant. And as soon as they increase their fats and go on keto, bam, things just start working. So anyway, okay. And even sweets, for me, sustainability, I love food. If I'm told I have to give up having a sweet, yummy dessert that I will never get to have again, that's going to put me in some really bad places, some bad depression. No, I don't need it, but I don't have to give that up on keto. I have enjoyed keto desserts all along my journey. I have Lily's chocolate bars when I'm craving chocolate. I have made keto pumpkin rolls for Thanksgiving. And the keto desserts are they have so much fat in them. They're so satiating. People say that. They say, oh, I could never make that because I'd eat the whole thing. I know. I challenge you. Try it. See how far you get into that cheesecake. They are rich. They are satisfying. Fat bombs, same thing. I've never needed to eat a ton of it. I get very satiated with them. Now, in the very beginning, I was very strict on myself and I didn't allow myself to do any of that stuff for the first 2 months. I stuck to vegetables, proteins, and fats. I kept it very wholesome, clean eating. I wanted my body to really detox from the sugar. And then I slowly implemented some of those treats back in when I knew that I would be able to handle it. I didn't want to deprive myself of something if I was craving it, because in every other diet I've ever done, that was the one thing that would derail me every time. If I denied myself of a treat when I was really craving it, I would cave. I mean, obviously I have a food addiction. I'm not healthy in here, able to handle that. So if I denied myself of that, I would cave. I would fall off the wagon. So with keto, you have all those things that you are able to enjoy and not feel deprived. And so for me, that is sustainability. And I definitely feel I have sustainability with keto. Now that all said, I do have another video. I will be telling you about a cheat day I had and how it affected me. So be on the look for that. Let's see, we're on number 9. Okay, my relationships with my family. You know, those definitely improved because I was such a miserable person before. I couldn't enjoy life, and I just didn't, I wasn't the person that I knew I was supposed to be. And so keto really helps you in all those areas in terms of, you know, it's leveling out your hormones. It levels out your blood sugars. You're not doing this, especially when, you know, if you eat a ton of sugar, you have a crash, and, you know, it can really mess with your moods too. So it stabilized my moods. It helped with my depression. It helped with my anxiety, and my relationships with my family definitely improved for sure. Number 10, my desire to continue learning about health and wellness and getting even healthier. So that has improved. I've always been, you know, a researcher and a Googler, and I read books, and I'm very interested in learning for myself. I don't just take the doctor's word for anything. I've never been that type. And seeing how far I've come in 1 year only makes me have a stronger desire to even do more and learn more and research more, and, you know, maybe possibly at some point go back to school and learn more about health and nutrition. So, yeah, so that is my top 10 wonderful things that have happened to me over the course of doing keto for over a year, going on 14 months. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that update. I'm still very much doing keto. I have some different videos in the works, so I'm going to be trying to get those uploaded. We've had some stuff going on in the home that I'll have other videos on that, and, you know, sometimes life has just been throwing some real curveballs at us, and I know it's not just me. I see it happening in the keto community. So I hope everyone just stays keto strong, and you know, thanks so much for your support of my channel and of my journey. And please give me a like to help my channel grow more. I'm going to be planning a 2,000 subscriber video, a 2,000 subscriber giveaway once I reach 2,000 subscribers. So I'm going to be planning that. Yeah, so it's been an awesome journey, and it's been awesome sharing it, because I feel that, you know, I have inspired some people, and I never thought I could do that. So it's pretty awesome. It feels great. So yeah, I'm going to close out this video with some before and after pictures, and also for the first time in probably 15 years or more, I had family photos done. So I'm going to insert some of those here as well. Some of you saw one of our family pictures already from Christmas cards that I sent out. And that was a huge goal to be able to do that, because I hated my picture taken, and I would always hide from the camera. So getting family pictures done was a huge milestone for me, and so I'll post those next, and you guys have a wonderful week. Stay keto strong, and see you soon. Bye.